What's up, YouTube? Bubbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope everybody's good out there. It is Wednesday and we are in the month of September. The year has been kind of flying by. So I hope everybody's doing good out there. But tonight I want to talk about something I see a lot, like posted in different Facebook groups or comments on people's videos, forum discussions, that sort of thing. It flies around a lot. And before I get into it, if you find this content useful or helpful, if you've watched other videos and you enjoyed them, please make sure you've hit the subscribe button, and also please turn the bell on. Something I've noticed recently when I've been doing the videos is scheduling them. I wanted to kind of see how many views it got without telling people that I was posting videos. I was just curious. And it tells me, like, you can go into your data and everything, and it says a very, very low percentage is off of notifications, which leads me to believe either the YouTube notification system doesn't work very well, or a lot of people do not have the bell turned on. So anyway, subscribe if you haven't, like if you like the video, share it around, but also please comment down below. I do enjoy when you guys comment and let me know your opinions on things. I like the discussions and the feedback, whether positive or negative. But what I want to talk about is, a lot of times when people discuss like PSA values compared to other companies, specifically SGC, you hear like the same thing all the time. The label's ugly, the slab is cheap, etc., etc. And I've really wondered how many of those people actually know a whole lot about the actual slabs. Because if you've never cracked a slab, what you may think is cheap can actually be highly deceiving. Every slab could have an improvement to it across the board. Every single one of them, they could definitely, there's little improvements, and nobody's ever going to like everything about every slab. It's just impossible. You hear the new CSG slabs, everybody's like, oh, they're beautiful slabs, they have crystal clear plastic and this, that, and the other. But then the label turns everybody off. So really, it's kind of silly. If that's what people determine the value of a card for, based on plastic, that the slab, like the label, looks silly or something, that's kind of, it's a little bit off the wall. I was actually kind of thinking, I always compare stuff with cars, but something that clicked into my mind is, I use iPhone. I like the Apple iOS program. Many people like Android. But then with Android, they have the option. Samsung, Motorola, there's all sorts of Android phones out there. But, like, Samsung is the top selling Android phone. And price comparison wise, they're the same as an iPhone. So it really is silly in an industry such as cardboard, that there's so much emphasis put upon a piece of plastic, whether it be based upon the way it looks or, whatever. Because last I checked, we all collect the cardboard inside of it. So, enough rambling. I want to just get into showing some things. I have cracked, I don't know how many slabs at this point. I know it's a thing that many people are probably scared to do, especially on high-end cards. So again, I don't know how much knowledge and research people actually have with the plastic itself. So I'm going to show a couple examples of comparing the PSA slab that everybody pretty much always posts that's better than the cheap SGC slab, and then let you actually see what's inside. So, first thing I want to talk about is the insert. People probably wonder, what is the magical insert? Well, first off, it's pretty pliable. It's not like rigid, you know. It's more of like a plasticky rubber. I don't know exactly the material they use in it, but it's pretty pliable, you know. It bends really easily. So the corners, you know, they're not like sharp, really. So yeah, this is the magical insert or tuxedo inside of the SGC slab. Now, let's look at the labels. Now, I know some people tend to think this looks cheap. You know, I don't really understand how it looks cheap. I don't know how this font looks any different or worse than this font. This one is bold. This one is not. This one, maybe you could say, is smaller. You don't like the smaller font. But realistically, neither one of them is fancy. It's like, this is almost like typewriter font. You know, this is like plain, but people appreciate this better than this, which is bold. So I don't really understand that. People say this looks like somebody did it on a home printer. Let me just assure you, if you can see the gloss there, okay, and then back here, same thing. If you see right there, it's been folded, and I tried to peel it back for you guys. It's almost like a sticker that's folded over and stuck together. If you also notice something that may be missed a lot of times is the SGC logo that is like a watermark back behind there. So, does it have the little fancy hologram on the front, the lighthouse as they call it? No, it does not. It does not have the QR code, you know. It does not have that. You are absolutely correct. Would it be cool if they put something on here? Sure, it would. But in terms of design, this is actually thicker than this, if that matters to you. This is real thin, but they are both of, you see their glossy paper. Kind of hard to get it to show, but glossy paper, glossy paper. If you notice here, this one's folded at the top. It's like a sticker. Same with this one. Not much difference, folks. Now, one might say yes, but that hologram keeps things secure. And you are correct. That is what it is intended for, because not all PSA slabs are created equal. And we have seen many, many, many instances of fake PSA slabs because, well, again, this is pretty damn easy to copy. So, you're correct. This does have a hologram, this does not. But one thing nobody ever mentions is this little thing right here. Now, whether this was by design, for security purposes, or whether this was just to make the slab look better, that is actually like embossed into the plastic. So if a poor soul decided that they wanted to fake an SGC slab, it would not be easy to replicate. Because simply you have to have that in there. So yes, PSA has the hollow, but SGC has the embossment. Now you might say, but Bobbles, PSA has it real tiny down here in the corner. You are correct. Again, that is a security feature. However, not many people pay attention to that. And fake slabs are sold. I don't have a BGS example here. I will say what I'm going to show next as far as the plastic and the actual quality of it. BGS does have very thick, sturdy plastic. But outside of the gold flip inside of it, there's very little security on a BGS slab. And as we all know, there's many BGS slabs that have hit the market that are fake. And the only way people have determined it is by the fact that BGS chose to put their patent number on the bottom of the slab. I meant to pull it up before I started this video and I forgot to do so, but you are more than welcome to check it out yourself. You can actually go online and pull up the entire print on how to make a BGS slab, because patent numbers are public. And that is most likely where whoever decided to fake BGS slabs got their information, was able to replicate it, and if they had only put the dot, nobody would have ever known. So, I will also speak on this part of the SGC slab and give some information that I never really spoke on. They do take security highly. As you know, we use superior fit sleeves, and we speak to the owner. We've spoken to him many times. He calls us, and when we had told him that SGC was redesigning the slab and that they had made thicker slabs and stuff, he wanted to see if he could get some copies so he could produce new sleeves. Well, even as someone who's dealt with them for a long time and does group submissions, they would not send me blanks. Because they didn't want them in, they don't want this in the public hands. If you start getting this kind of stuff out into the public, someone will eventually try to replicate it. So I found that, pretty I appreciated that a lot, that they wouldn't, even someone that they trust, they still wouldn't just send me a slab, because if it gets in the wrong hands, people can do anything. I will say it is very detailed. You can see there the baseball stitching and everything on it, so it would not be easy to replicate. But that's something nobody ever talks about, is this. It's not just pretty. It actually can serve a purpose. And I really don't think anybody would want to try to create a mold to make some fake slabs, unless they have some really high dollar cards that they want to get out there, and if they can figure out how to make the flip and everything else and sonic weld them and all that jazz. But anyway, so that's enough talk about that. Here is the PSA slab itself. It does, like I said, where's it at? Right there. It's kind of hard to see. It's broke off. It does have a little kind of mark, PSA down here in the bottom that's kind of molded in. But otherwise, as we have seen, this is a pretty basic slab. A lot of companies are using a slab very similar to this, and you can buy slabs that look damn near identical to these on Etsy. So, next thing I want to talk about is, I guess, something very important that I'm sure that not many people actually realize. And that is, what is protecting your card? Now, I have this here, and as you can see on camera, that is one layer, okay? This is both layers. It's not very thick. That's what protects your cards. your high dollar, very precious PSA cards, okay? Now, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put these side by side. If you notice, and that's actually spread apart a little bit, but if you notice, this over here on the left is not much difference than this over here on the right. And this is only one piece of the SGC slab. Meanwhile, this is both pieces of the PSA slab. Okay, see that? See the difference in the thickness there, guys? Here is an SGC slab with both pieces together. You can clearly see a difference. This is much thicker. In fact, this is probably as thick as the BGS plastic. The BGS is just bulky because of the border around the slab itself. But overall, and you can crack one open at home if you want to see for yourself. But this plastic, I mean, you can see it's not thin. It's actually rigid. Where things happen with these is this edge. If the FedEx man drops your box and it hits the corner, guess what? This does it too. The front, if there's like multiple stacked up and something slams onto it, it will get a facial crack in it sometimes, okay? But it's not going to damage your card. You put two pieces together, and I'm putting, I mean, you can see my fingerprints on it. I'm putting pressure on that. I'm going to show you guys. See that? See my pressure? Look at that. Same thing, same pressure. Okay? I don't have one over here that's sealed up. But I mean, just trying to show you the bow in it. And really, I don't want plastic everywhere because this is where I do the previews and stuff. But really, it's very, very simple to snap this slab. So, I just wanted to share that. I don't know if people are going to care or believe me, but it is what it is. Next thing I want to talk about, and yes, this is only one example, but we hear it all the time, the grading, and everybody, you know, a lot of people will agree. SGC is either the same or tougher than PSA when it comes to grading. Since I showed this, and this is a big card, 2010 Bowman Chrome Bryce Harper USA Buyback Auto PSA 8.5. You can tell by the cert number it is not an old grade. It's not a brand new one, but it's been semi-recent graded. Near mint 8.5. I'll go over here and click off of this. This is the SGC card. It was cracked and sent to SGC, and it got an 8. I can also show you over USA Buyback Auto. They've graded 2 of them. One got a 9, one got an 8. This was the one that I just showed y'all in the picture. So, as far as grading goes, and for anybody that wants to think that Bobbles gets any special treatment, there is proof. Now, that was not my card, but it was sent in through us, and it went from a PSA 8.5 to an SGC 8. I can tell you guys, from all of the slabs that I have cracked, majority of them either stay the same, or sometimes, more than likely, they're going to stay the same or go down. Very, very, very few times that I have noticed in all the slabs we've cracked. Now, there have been some, that you crack them, you send them in, and they go up. Y'all have seen Retro Hoops videos where he's cracked some PSAs that he didn't feel condone the grade, and they bumped up. Okay, so I'm not saying everything is going to do that, but I've cracked probably over 200 cards and sent into SGC, and a lot of them either stayed the same or went down. There have been some bump, and not all of the slabs were PSA either. I want to make sure that's clear. A lot of them were BGS, 9s, 8.5s. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, kind of show the inside of the plastic. We talk about the pricing, we talk about the turnarounds, we talk about this and that and everything. I wanted to share the inside of the plastic since I see it so often. People discussing it and saying that the SGC slab is cheap. So, hey, it's not so cheap, guys. Need to give them a little bit more credit. The slab is actually high quality. We've had slabs come back in bulk orders that have gotten cracked because the FedEx man played football with it, and the packages we get back are usually around 80 to 90 pounds, so they do get dropped and handled improperly. But it's not been a whole lot, and the ones that have, not a single card has been damaged. That's what you want. That is what you want. You see these companies out here like Slab Strong and everything else. Well, what do you normally see them on? And if the SGC Tux is so ugly, then why in the hell is so many people putting the black sleeve on their PSA slabs for protection? It makes them look like the Tux. Y'all must like the look for some reason, or else these companies wouldn't be in business. Think about that for a second. So, anyway, these excuses of the slab's cheap, the label's ugly, yada, 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 yada. Guys, as a hobby, as collectors, we really need to pull together and just start squashing the bullshit, because it's really getting old. So, anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, subscribe if you haven't, like, share if you'd like, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. But as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.